Hi, I'm Hunter Henry, and from my family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Next on All Access.
I'm Dan Roach. For the first time since 2021, the Patriots have clinched a playoff spot. We'll head inside the locker room to hear what the players are saying about that.
That's what the goal was. It wasn't to make the playoffs, it was to win the division.
I'm Scott Zolak, and Coach Vrabel will break down the importance of the punch-out. We had 2 of them in this game.
And then there comes the hammer right there with the left hand. That was a huge play.
Letdown. I'm Paul Perillo, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think there'll be any stinking letdowns in New Jersey.
And I'm Steve Burton. Those stories plus do your job with the Patriots equipment staff.
On the truck, there's probably 28,000 pounds on the truck. 28, 30.
All Access begins right now.
Happy holidays!
A playoff clincher in prime time for the Patriots. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Patriots All Access. I'm Steve Burton. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. For Patriots fans, it was the best kind of present you could receive. A gutty comeback win that cemented a playoff spot. And if they take care of business, a division title can be theirs, with wins in the next 2 weeks, that is. Starting Sunday against the New York Football Jets. It will be a battered and bruised Patriots team that takes the field in East Rutherford. Before we discuss that, let's look back at one of the best wins of the year with the sights and sounds from the Ravens game.
Ravens are on timeout. Snap to Drake. Fakes to Romano. He runs to the left. Quarterback to the 20. Quarterback to the 15. Quarterback to the 10. And there's the slide. And the Patriots with 122 and counting are going to celebrate a win in Baltimore.
Full tilt all day. Take care of one another. Let's go now. Lead it on both sides.
What we got? Let's go.
Hey, back on the road, man. Good communication. Love you guys. Let's go get a win. Win on me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Win in.
Take this ball away. Tackle. Tackle. Tackle.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go.
All it is get win. Everybody do their job. We're going to come out to the victory, all right? Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Every single game from now on is playoff game. Yep. We know what it is. Take advantage of every opportunity you get. We're going to start the run and they're going to play our ball. We already know what time it is.
We all we got. We all we need. We all we got. We all we need. It's ours. Here we go.
Let's go.
3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate. Shotgun snap on a 2nd and 6 give to Derrick Henry. Ran through a tackle, back to the right side and fumble. Loose ball recovered by New England. So the fumble recovered by the Patriots at the 32. Hell yeah! Hey, let's grab up and run on beat tackle. Head down. All right. Where's his head now?
Nothing spectacular, just the basics at a high level. Strike, shed, and tackle. This is what we can do. It's the job description.
Drake drops back with plenty of time. Now he's forced to roll to his left.
Attaboy! Attaboy!
Gets outside and he heads to the sideline.
We got a lot of football. Okay, we got to go win. Okay?
First and 10, New England for the 37 of the Ravens. Snap is back to May. He loads up, he throws a long ball down the right side for Kyle Williams. He has it. He falls across the sideline. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
Good job. Good job. Hey, Ola.
gotta dig deep now. That was a hell of a job, man. Now look where we at. Look where we at.
Hey, find a way. Good job. Come on. Find a way. Come on, I promise you.
With the Ravens to face, a 3rd down and 7. Andrews starts in motion from the left, comes back, snap to Huntley, pressure and a quick throw to the left. It's short of the 50.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Take the lead. Let's go.
That's a huge stop. That's a huge stop.
Hey, come on, boys. Come on. Go.
He takes the snap. It's a quick throw to the left. It's caught by Diggs. Shakes a defender. Runs left side. 35-30. Across the 30-yard line.
That's gonna get a play. That's gonna get a play.
Surveys the defense. Nobody deep for Baltimore in the secondary. Handoff Stevenson runs to the right side across the 15. Cuts it across the 10 to the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. What a run.
Hey, great job, man, on the 4th down. How you do that? Right there. How you do that? Go.
Looks to the right, nowhere to go there. Throws it over the middle, catch by Flowers. He runs to the 30-yard line. Spun up by Patrick. Bulldogs back to go. Patriots have it.
Effort over everything, man.
And the Pats are now 12-3, 28-24 victory over Baltimore.
Come on, big fella.
Happy holidays.
Come on, Hunter. Come on, Mo. Make this quick, fellas. You put yourselves in a football game, and you went out, and I saw you compete your asses off, okay? Road Warriors, we talked about it, winning together. Listen to me. We had guys step up, okay? We had guys go down. Everybody contributed to this win, okay? And we got some players in here that are starting to realize what they can do, okay? We had some guys that make it to the game. Again, I'm proud to be your coach. Okay, but we got a long way to go. I want you to realize what your potential is and what we can do if you just compete and stick together. Rest, we got a short week, we got Christmas, we got a schedule, you got families, we got work to do. We're far from being done. Diggsy, break this.
Hey, I love you boys. That's way to fight and come in here with that mindset, all right? Hey, we all we got.
We all we need.
Gang on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Gang.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now to take a look at one big play, the Chaisson punch-out, which, Coach, a lot of people agree may have swung the game for you guys.
Well, it certainly did. If you look at the situation, we're there in 2 minutes. We've got the 4-point lead after, being able to go down and score the touchdown. And so now we know that they need a touchdown. You get the rush here. We're trying to get the quarterback off the spot. And, we're doubling Zay. We get picked a little bit here, but here we go now in the pursuit. So we call this coming out of the stack, and right now the immediate transition, not standing there waiting. We need everybody else to do that, and you see Ponder doing it. Here comes KC, and obviously there's a missed tackle on a skill player, but it's that action right there and the timing of it that we notice when guys start to make moves. Yeah. That ball gets off to the side and it gets loose.
That time of year too, cold at night. Ball gets a little more slick, 20 degrees.
These guys that are fast and they're quick, you got to find an equalizer.
Yep, look at that.
And so when that thing's there and it's not above, the wrist isn't above our elbow and it's not up against our body, there's all this space here. And so when we see the space, you see that right there. We're coming down on top of it. And again, that's the ender there. And that's a heck of a play by KC.
Great stuff. Speaking of punch-outs, we'll have more punch-outs later in the show, and then we'll have some X's and O's for you. More of All Access right after this. What a play by K'Lavon Chaisson, and what a win for the Patriots. Welcome to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios, everyone, with Mike Reese and Paul Perot. First of all, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Good to see you guys. Yeah. Hey, a couple weeks ago against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Patriots had the ball, 2 minutes to go in the game, a little over 2 minutes. Ball was in Drake May's hands. As a matter of fact, Drake May alluded to this, the elephant in the room. Yeah. Okay? Same scenario this time around, the elephant disappeared.
Yeah.
Drake May got it done.
I would say
correct?
So. Yeah, absolutely. And it's great the way sports work sometimes. One game after everybody's sitting there saying, well, geez, Drake has been so good this year, Mike, but can he get it done in crunch time? Can they lead, a comeback in the fourth quarter? Not the Patriots' fault that they haven't had a lot of opportunities to do that, but they hadn't. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks in a row, 1 week he waits for redemption, and man, does he answer a lot of questions.
And that's the story. And there's a lot to devour in this game. But to me, from the 12:50 mark of the fourth quarter and to the last drive you mentioned, Drake May put on the Superman cape. And that was a whole nother level that we have not seen before from Drake May. And when he can do that, anything's possible.
But let's share the love, too. Receivers caught the football.
Yep.
Well, it's all across
receivers
the
made
board.
some great catches.
Let's go back to Mike's point. 12:50 left, you're down 11. So you need to be perfect the rest of the game. All around, every aspect of the game. And let's face it, let's be honest about this. It was far from perfect prior to that. So they go out and they go, I think Drake goes 7 for 7 on that drive with an unbelievable bomb that he drops into Kyle Williams. A guy who, by the way, is not asked to do a whole lot, but when he is asked, all of a sudden lately, Mike, he's coming up with big plays. That gets you back in the game. The defense responds with a stop, gets the ball back, 89-yard drive, bang, they go down the field. Fourth down, got to have it play. Stephon Diggs, again, Mike, just a lot of guys to pat on the back.
I mean, everything Paul said, and I'm going to add one other thing. You talk about 1 week before they couldn't get it done on offense. Hey, 1 week before, they couldn't cover kicks. They covered 2 of them in the fourth quarter, and I know that's easy to overlook with all the other things going on, but I thought that was another huge part of this because it set them up defensively to make the stop and get the ball back to the offense.
Good stuff. Don't go far because we got a lot more to talk about a little later on in the show. We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
Meet the equipment staff.
We all do the same job, but each role is different, kind of.
Mike Vrabel breaks down some of the best plays from the win over Baltimore.
And then we went with, Drake. We called his number, executed perfectly.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? And by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Fans deserve better. And by Cross Insurance, the official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Hi, I'm Kyle Williams, and from my family to yours, happy holidays.
Welcome back to All Access. Sunday's win over Baltimore took a physical toll on the team. Dan Roach examines how the Pats need to persevere down the stretch.
Thanks to a comebacking 28-24 victory in Baltimore on Sunday night, the Patriots have wrapped up a postseason spot. But as grateful as they may be, with 2 games left in their regular season starting Sunday at the Jets, they want more.
As simple as go win the division. That's what the goal was. It wasn't to make the playoffs, it was to win the division. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Sunday's win was significant, but injuries were a problem. 9 players visited the blue tent, 7 didn't finish the game, and 3 began the week in concussion protocol.
Well, Travion's in it, and Booty's in it, and Jared Wilson is in protocol.
Yeah, you got guys fully bought in, right? Like trying to, fight, claw their way back on the field, of course, right? Go through the proper and legal, procedures and do everything. But, once we're able to go, it's time to get back out there, go to compete.
The news wasn't all that bad as Milt Williams came off IR and his window to return opened up.
How excited are you for the stretch run?
I'm really excited. I didn't miss a lot of ball. Like I said, it was hell just watching. So I'm ready to be back and, ready to do what I do.
The Pro Bowl rosters were announced this week, and a pair of Patriots received the honor.
I want to recognize our 2 first ballot Pro Bowlers. First one, our quarterback, Drake May. Okay, our next one is our cornerback, Gonzo.
It's obviously a great honor and don't want to, kind of put that to bed. Like it's not a, cool deal. It really is. But like I said, we got some more important games, ahead, and looking forward to that.
Here's this week's Next Gen Stat, brought to you by AWS. Stephon Diggs caught a team-high 9 of his 10 targets for 138 yards. Diggs was especially productive downfield, catching all 3 of his targets of 10 or more air yards for 81 yards. It is Diggs' fourth game with at least 100 receiving yards.
People understand what gamer this kid is.
Welcome back, everyone, to Patriots All Access. Joining me now is wide receiver Kyle Williams. Good to see you, my man.
Yes, sir. Nice for having me.
Think about what you have accomplished so far. You haven't had a whole lot of opportunities, but the opportunities you've had, you've produced.
Yeah.
You've produced. How special is that?
It's amazing for me. It's a monumental thing. You know, I put a lot of expectations and pressure on myself to perform when I get the opportunity. So for me to capitalize on those type of things, it means the world to me.
How do you stay ready?
It's just constant preparation throughout the week. You know, I have great vets. I got great coaches that stay on top of me, so they're always pushing me to make sure I'm preparing as a starter when my time is called.
Every receiver wants a football. There's only one ball. Correct?
Yes, sir.
There's only one ball. So do you agree with the philosophy? Go to the open guy? And how do you guys stay unselfish?
Definitely, I do agree with that one. You know, I mean, I feel like it makes our drives easier than trying to force things. And for us, we always looked at the bigger picture. It's 6 points. However we could get to those 6 points, that's how we're going to do it. And whatever brings the Patriots out on top, that's what we're going to dominate at.
Talk about your speed. Do you know when you just fly by a guy, you got a guy?
Oh, yeah, off rip. Off rip. I could just see your stance, and then once the ball snapped, if you give me that one little step, then I'm gone.
You're gone?
I'm gone. Flighty McQueen. Good job, baby.
Your rookie season, and you're going to the playoffs.
Yes.
Have you taken in the moment? How much do you appreciate that?
I haven't really lived in that moment yet. This is my first time ever going to the playoffs, even ever winning 12 games.
Wow.
So right now I'm just taking it day by day, 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And once we cross that bridge, then I'll be able to soak everything in.
And yet, just making the playoffs is one thing. You guys got bigger goals, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, the story's never finished writing, and we got to keep going until we're able to put that last period on the paper.
Good luck this weekend against the Jets.
Thank you.
Kyle Williams, our guest. We'll be back more Patriots All Access right after this.
I'm Chris Gonzalez, and from my family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Time to sit down and talk with Coach Vrabel. Coach, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
First of all, congratulations, you're in the tournament. I know you got a lot of football left, division still in play here, but that means something to you, right? In the playoffs, year number one for you.
Yeah, I'm happy for the players. I'm happy for all the people here that haven't experienced that. And again, we can put that to bed and move on and figure out where that all fits after these next 2 weeks.
Speaking of these past 2 weeks, obviously Buffalo and Baltimore, two tough teams back to back. You were asked last week, can losing be a good thing? And I think you said, well, that remains to be determined. Now that you digested the Baltimore game, saw the tape, saw how many guys went down, how many guys stepped up, the big plays, the stops, the punch outs, how do you think the team responded?
Well, I think they responded well. I think they stuck together. I think that they handled the adversity of guys going down. I think they handled the environment. Again, there was a lot of things that we can continue to improve on, but, excited for the way that we finished the game. And, we didn't harp on mistakes and we tried to fix them. And, but down in the fourth quarter and being able to make the plays in all three phases that helped us.
Resiliency is a tough thing to establish with the team. Do you feel you have a resilient team, that it's coming that way?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that, when you can continue to show that you can get stops on defense or that you can move the ball or control the ball or, end the game in 5 minutes, and we've done that. It's just you have to do it each and every week. And I think you can draw on that. And, we needed a drive and we got it. We got a 2-point conversion. And, so there's a lot of good things in there and a lot of stuff that we'll have to continue to do.
We sat in these two chairs all year, talked a lot about Stefon Diggs, but he's a different cat. Big time, primetime game. I think 10 targets, 9 catches, 100-plus yards. How big is he for your football team?
Well, I think just the energy and the spirit, the maturity, the leadership. You know, he's got a great spirit to him, and I always appreciate that. I think that you know, we talk about this all the time. Every receiver in the National Football League, they want the ball, and then you have to have that attitude, and that they're always open, whether they are or they aren't. You know that. You played quarterback, and so
somewhat.
Yeah, at times, emergency 911 situations, but you know how it is. They want the ball, and they feel like they're always open, and you know, Drake gave them opportunities, and Steph earned those, and you know, whether that was the zone coverage stuff or when they're in match and being able to come up huge and third down conversions and those opportunities to continue drives, we excelled at when we needed it yesterday.
You had great leadership when you played from multiple positions on the team. You can tell when a guy is full of it, I think. But what I enjoy watching Steph is the sideline. When the offense isn't out there, helmets off, chin up, he's working the sideline, working guys coming off the field. He's been at every game. Yeah, there's a consistency to him that he's had since he got here, and he worked extremely hard, and he had something to prove. I mean, coming off the injury, and you know, a lot to prove, and you know, he'll do the same thing this week, and he'll be prepared, and he'll get ready, and he'll take advantage of his opportunities. And again, everybody that doesn't play quarterback, they can't worry about where the ball goes. They have to be ready to catch it and make plays when it comes their way, and not, you know, get caught up in targets and touchdowns and things like that. Focus on wins and production. It will be the byproduct of that. Games going on, a lot of guys going down throughout the course of battle. I think you had eight guys on the list, 6 didn't return to the game. And I talked to you this on the radio side about managing each individual player this time of year. You get nicked up. How important is that, juggling a holiday, getting ready to play 2 divisional teams coming up, and just making sure guys are right for Sundays? Well, we can only play one of them at a time, so we'll focus on the Jets first, and we'll focus on what the schedule is and how we get each guy ready that we think can play in the game. And if they can't play in the game, then we'll have to have a plan, and you know, the next guy will go in there, and everybody will prepare as a starter. I know Mike Vrabel was a big Thanksgiving guy. Is he a big Christmas guy? Huge Christmas guy. Love giving gifts. What was paying for gifts? What was better, being a kid at Christmas? And it's so different when you get that one gift that like maybe you want, you find it, or maybe you find it hiding under mom's bed. Yeah. Or you got 2 boys are giving gifts to the kids. Well, I mean, certainly being an only child, I think that Christmas, there was some spoiling going on. But you know, certainly being able to give is important, and I know how much our players do. I mean, we got back at 4 in the morning, and we had players on Monday at the hospital. We had 5 players at 11:30 at the hospital. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's the stuff that's important, and I'm proud to coach men like that know how fortunate they are to be in this position, and they give back with their time, with their resources, and their heart. All right, time now for the Sports Illustrated ticket question of the week. Comes from Peter R. Let's talk about punch-outs. What's the right time to talk about them, to teach them? Do you see something on film? You guys had 2 punch-outs for turnovers in that football game, as opposed to tackling a guy or punching it out. Yeah, I just think it's about timing and understanding. You know, you can talk about the second guy coming in and looking for the hammer. Sometimes, you know, there's an opportunity for, you know, to be the first guy on the scene to hammer it out of there. But it's something that we're constantly coaching. I've talked about how important turnovers are and the turnover opportunities. We have to track the action. How many times we're stabbing at the football? How many times we're getting our hands up in pass rush? How many of those ball disruption attempts? So that helped us last week. We'll need some more of that this week. Good stuff. If you want to ask the coach a question, have to follow the team at patriots.com/askthecoach. Coach will be back later in the show. We'll talk more about some of the plays in the game. We have X's and O's still coming up too. More of All Access right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Gillette. Gillette's best shave is now the best a fan can get. Get it while you can at gillette.com/NFL.
Welcome back to All Access, everyone. It's easy to see the closeness and teamwork that has been so important to this year's Patriots team. 12 wins to date, with more important games on the horizon. What fans can't see is the support staff necessary to power this Patriots team. In our latest episode of Do Your Job, presented by Gillette, we introduce you to the equipment staff.
For me, I don't see the equipment staff as equipment staff. They all good people. I need that towel too. Sometimes I be forgetting that they, you know, the equipment stuff just because, you know, their character and how they treat us. I need one. Can I get that? Thank you. They're our big brothers, you know, I call it stick like aunt to me, you know. They're good people for sure.
My name is Preston Rogers, but in the EQ world, I'm called Stick. So March of 2005, my mentor, by a guy named Phil Silver, was a longtime equipment manager at Mississippi State University. He said, "Damn, son, do you eat?" I said, "Yes, sir." "You like a damn stick." Stick man is stuck. So Stick man it's been a name for the journey, you know? That was 20 years ago. We all do the same job, but each role is different, kinda, but it all revolves back into the one machine. So let's start with Ben. Ben's our cleat and shoe guy. So if you got a glove question or a cleat question or a shoe question, you go talk to Ben. And Ben's very knowledgeable. He knows his stuff. He's a great asset.
So what we can do is we can at least figure out if you're like a 10 or 10 and a half in a wide, and I can order you some.
And then you switch over to the helmet and safety guy, which is Dale. So he does all the protective gear, helmets and shoulder pads.
We're gonna get you a custom helmet, and I'll let you pick which one you want to go in.
And then you got my man Josh. He does all the coaches and staff gear. So like the head coach down, Josh controls over all their sideline work.
Hey, if you need anything, let us know. It's always important to kind of think of every possibility, what coach might wear. I know he's a big vest guy, so I have multiple different color vests in case he wants to switch it up, white, red, gray. But he tends to go with the classic blue vest, 2 primary for games, backups in case, and then different color ones. So probably 4 navy and then 4 gray. And then when it comes throwback, I probably have 4 red ones and then 2 royal blue ones just in case if he wants to do that.
Everybody's meticulous. Like, not everything's created equal. For example, Morgan Moses. If you pay attention to Morgan Moses' jersey, it's like a t-shirt. He said, "Hey, like, I don't like it tight. Is there a way that we can accommodate?" I said, "Yeah." So I sent Morgan's game jersey out to a seamstress that I trust. I've been knowing since I was 18 years old. It comes back, Morgan tries it on. He's like, "Man, this is the best thing ever."
So for everyone wanting to know why Travion Henderson's nameplate is so small, it's because Travion wears a different cut of jersey. If you look at the stripes on his jersey, because he's in a hybrid cut jersey, which is a jersey that's only worn by 2 people on our team, him and Stephon Diggs. Diggs' nameplate is only 5 letters. So you can do a regular nameplate. Henderson is a pretty long last name. So when you look at the stripes on his jersey, his stripes are closer and narrower because of the cut of the jersey compared to someone like Ramondre, who's in a different style jersey. His stripes are further away from one another. Let's just say we took Ramondre Stevenson and put on the back of Travion's jersey, it would literally cover the stripes. Yes, people like, oh, it's been blowing up on social media.
Stephon Diggs' jersey size is 36. That's one of the smallest jerseys that you can get. It takes 3 people to put Stephon Diggs' jersey on, but it looks phenomenal when he puts it on. Mac it's like a pizza cutter. He'll cut up like 2 or 3 shirts in like 8 minutes, 10 minutes tops. I'm like, man, I need to hire you. But he's meticulous on what he wants, and he does all his stuff himself unless it's something that he needs that's special. Then we'll get it for him.
I used to do it with scissors, but the scissors are they make the cut too jagged. My mom is an interior designer, and that was what she went to school for, and architecture and all these different things. So I've seen all these fabric cutters and ways to cut fabric properly, and I realized, oh, that's probably a better way to cut it, and started doing it with that. Getting a roller to cut my shirts is not that difficult to get, but it's an inconvenience that nobody else is going to use except for me. But then being able to do that and making sure that, hey, that's a detail that might help him play slightly better. And if slightly better might help us win one more game, then let's do it. And they're all on board for that. And that's something that's unique to this team and this equipment staff, is more important than people will give them credit for.
home all way. We're here like 6, 7 in the morning.
Usually we'll come in, I'll just make sure the locker room's set. You know, our staff does a great job of getting all the guys ready.
And I try to help out players when I can, just because I was a former quarterback. I try to warm up guys, give them a different look.
Once they're done throwing, I'll come back inside and help Devin Stick with putting shoulder pads on guys. If I'm going crazy on game day running around, then something's wrong. We like to think and hope that Sundays are pretty mellow for us.
So if we're traveling, depends on what day we're going. On the truck, there's probably 28,000 pounds on the truck, 28, 30. And then I take another 6,000 to 8,000 pounds on the plane. On the truck have trainer's trunks, equipment trunks, nutrition trunks, weight room trunks. And then on the plane, we'll put player bags, some hotel stuff, and we'll fly.
Basically, whenever we're out there, man, our helmets, chin straps or something like that might end up breaking. And when I tell you like ASAP, like Dev makes sure that everything is done how it needs to be done. I've had one, I think probably like 2 years ago, and then I was right back out there. So the turnaround time is very quick when it comes down to certain situations.
The game of football has brought me so much. I can never repay the game of football.
It's the relationships and just the bonds you form with everybody. I've got relationships that'll last me the rest of my life, you know, through football. You try to explain to people who don't work in football, people don't understand when you're with the same people for 12 plus hours a day. I mean, I consider all these guys family. You know, that's really what keeps everything going. And, you know, game days are always the best days. So, you know, you always look forward to Sundays. You know, you look forward to working with everybody every day.
Every week's a challenge, and they rise to the challenge every week. They do a great job, phenomenal job, and I know I'd be lost without those guys.
Saw a great piece on the equipment staff, some of the guys that get it going for you. How important is Preston, his nickname is Stick, and his whole crew, getting you guys ready for practice, for game day, traveling, joint practices on the road?
Well, one, I didn't know his real name, and I just called him Stick since the day I got here. No, I knew it was Preston. I would have gotten it sooner or later, but they have their job is vital to our success. It starts with our players with the proper equipment, proper shoes, fitting, shoulder pads, helmets, and then obviously the job that they do each and every day for practice, laundry, but then the travel. I mean, these guys got trunks on top of trunks with trap doors. They have to prepare for everything, every element, every weather. Anything that could come up, different cleats, different gloves, anything that you thought of, they've thought of it multiple times, and so they're always prepared. It's a fantastic group, and they really, they're vital to our success.
Not only players, the coaches, like you have different pairs of pants, you got different shoes, the vest,
they hooked
that's
me
not
up
a
with the
univest.
No, this is not. This is a two-piece suit, but they are constantly taking care of us, and we appreciate it. You know, whether it's the visors and the equipment, and then what the coaches are wearing each and every day, and what they're doing for practice. And they also run practice, you know, so that everybody has a role at practice and what they're doing to help us at practice. So, and then, you know, getting the kicking balls prepared, getting the footballs prepared for each week, and so there's a lot that just goes into what they do. And then, you know, that's a safe space back there. Guys go back, and you know, I check them out on Saturdays. They may have a couple donuts back there on Saturday morning.
You and I played, it's either you want a bike helmet or a Riddell helmet. Now the helmets are custom fitted, like to their specifications.
Well, I mean, as technology continues to improve, anything that we can do to keep our players safer with the equipment, and you know, they've made a big deal about footing and shoe wear, so those are things that are critical.
All right, good stuff. We had a lot of wins over these last 3 months. Good thing is, Coach will be back, do some X's and O's. More of All Access right after this.
Hi, I'm Morgan Moses. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Welcome back, Patriots All Access. Time now for X's and O's, some of the biggest plays in the win over the Ravens. Coach, another punch out, starting with Hawkins.
Yeah, we're leaking here a little bit. They got a touchdown there on the first possession. We didn't do much offensively, and now here they're driving. They're on the other side of midfield. You know, we'll look at it from this side here. Again, a lot of zone read, a lot of option football. We get a little bit of penetration, and we're not able to get him at the line of scrimmage. But Hawk steps up, and what I like here, this is a crack replace. So, you know, CD's guy cracks Hawk. CD steps up to replace, and this is not an easy task here. Cornerback, this is a big man. And there's CD, you know, being able to come in there, get the first contact. And so what you see here is there's space. There's space here, and then there comes the hammer right there with the left hand. And we talked about this all week, that the second guy has got to come in there being ready to hammer the football when it gets loose.
Perfect timing.
And it was, and we needed it. We have to be able to secure it. We're going to score here the next turnover we create. We're going to go score on defense. So that was a huge play. You can see these guys, they're driving, 7-0 lead, and we're able to get a turnover.
A lot of people around the ball here.
That's what we coach. Full tilt to the tackle. These guys, you know, really responded by that, and that's how they play, and the energy, and, you know, being happy for these players.
That's awesome. All right, moving on here.
Yep, and so being able to get it up and down. We've seen Kyle do this, and we got to continue to create opportunities, you know, for him. But again, like we always talk about when we get back there, is the ability for the quarterback to plant his back foot and to be able to step up in here.
Darian Lowe here, love this spin, almost gets it, but he stays with it.
Yeah, and he flattens them down. You know, you're going to get, sometimes they're getting to the inside and they'll get you inside, but what we got to do is be able to flatten them down and not let them penetrate into the pocket. What I like here about Kyle that you'll always remember is you got to be able to hold the red line. You can't get pushed here out of bounds. He's stacking them, he's not losing speed, and I just love the way that he tracks the football, and we'll see this from the end zone, the way that he tracks the football. And he doesn't lose speed. You know, he's holding them off here.
Good corner here.
Yeah, I think he's been to a Pro Bowl or two.
Yep.
But again, the ability to track the football, the protection allows Drake to put this in a great spot. And then what Kyle does is, you know, with his eyes and his hands, and then having the body control, just like we've seen here, to get a body part in or 2 feet and then survive the ground. And again, just another huge play by Kyle and Drake down the field.
Second-year quarterback, first-year receiver. Guys are going to be your core here moving forward, man.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
So back here defensively, you know, being able to, we talk about always just playing square, not opening the gate. And you can see the transition. This is what we call EDDs, everyday drills: pedal, break, plant, drive. And then now we're not swatting at it, we're stabbing. You know, the hands going right to the football. And this was a huge series for us as well.
You brought up Gonzo in your post-game press conference, just that flipping the switch, I think you referred to.
Yeah, and I think it started here.
And also
it felt
tackle,
like,
right?
I felt like it started here. You know, then the next time, the pressure that
Henry High, yeah.
Yeah, then this breaking the stiff arm down. So again, we need our best players to play good for us to win each and every week, and you can kind of see here, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, get excited here. I mean,
and then we call this
tight,
here. Yeah, so again, we're driving, we're kind of, you know, we've got positive gains. We're staying on track. That when we do, you know, when we get the first down, we stay on track. We don't get behind the chains. We have a chance. 2nd and 4, you know, so this is where the pressure starts to heat up now.
239.
As we start to get, you know, closer to the goal line late in the game. And you can see here, they got them stacked all down in here. Here comes the pressure. You know, you see us being able to build a wall, not have any penetration. You know, you see Jack going and finding the backer. You see Hunter going up in here. So we have a chance, you know, right here. And then Ramondre with the vision to be able to burst and come out the backside. We got to be able to, at restriction, we got to be able to let him go.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Let him go. And then obviously when you hit these, you've got receivers down there blocking and trying to finish longer than the guy with the ball. We know how good Humphreys is. I love the ball security. I love the 2 in traffic, and he's able to carry him into the end zone, and then everybody else here is finishing. So just a huge play right there to help us win.
Big play.
You know, not only did he help us in the passing game, he protected. Okay, so again, they switched the clock on us. They had 1:34. We were going to slow knee it and then airmail it, but they put 3 seconds on the clock. So, here we are with the 4-point lead, and we need a play here to get us some yards. And then we went with, Drake. We called his number, executed perfectly here in 5 minutes. Gets the first down, gets down. We got receivers down there blocking, save the equipment, and get down, and we were able to kneel on the football.
Ramondre, too, stayed in bounds. It was close, but
yes,
also
you're right. We get in the 5-minute mode, and we get what you can get, and then he got down. So I thought that was another great play.
Back in the division this weekend. Hope you had a great Christmas.
Thanks.
More Patriots All Access will return right after this. There's your X's and O's.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? And by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Fans deserve better. And by Cross Insurance, the official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
My name is Christian Barmore, and my family be yours. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Bob's News Conference Studios. Back with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Injuries. Right out of the gate. 9 guys went down.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple came back.
Yeah.
Couple came back.
Yeah.
Who's making the trip to New York?
Yeah, that'll be a good question. During the course of the week, I think you can sort of read the tea leaves and really wonder about the state of the health. We've been talking, Mike, all year, and I know Mike Vrabel doesn't like when we do it, about how fortunate they've been with injuries. Now you're starting to get that depth really tested. Maybe you get Milton Williams back. He's eligible to come off of IR. I think that would be a big boost to those guys up front, but there's a lot of question marks.
Just for effect, I thought about bringing a pop-up blue medical tent and putting it over our set right here, but I'm not very good at setting up.
Diggs go out the back?
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
You guys are on cue. I'm not too good setting up tents, Hey, one point I would make for them to win the game with all that going on, I think speaks to their resilience. I just want to mention that. And not to mention, they were already without Robert Spillane, the linebacker, and I think seeing him with a boot on his left foot makes me think he won't be back, and he's not part of the 9 that you mentioned. So a lot going on in terms of the health of the team. Going to have to tap into the depth, which I think they have, and the practice squad helps. They've done a nice job bringing guys
along. Yeah. With all that being said, could there be a letdown?
So I think that it's only natural to have something like that. But they do have an opportunity, to close things out with 2 division wins. And you are the AFC East champs, and maybe even more. They're in the playoffs, but they could get the #1 seed, Mike, which obviously is a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think they might be a little sluggish coming out of the gate, but I don't expect it to last very long.
Yeah, to me, human nature is like you have this exhilarating finish in Baltimore. Human nature is that you sort of like exhale, right, for a second. The only reason that I would say I don't think this team will fall into that trap is every challenge this year, I feel like they've almost answered on that. And what I heard from them after the game, hey, well, what'd you think about clinching a playoff berth? And their answer was, yeah, we want the AFC East, and so they're still, like, even right after the game, they were already pushing for more. So the fact they're not satisfied makes me think they'll come out okay here.
It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. There's no question about that. Okay, so here's the deal. They got the Jets next, okay?
Yeah.
Patriots are perfect on the road.
Yeah.
7-0.
Yeah.
8-0.
Would mean something to them.
Not only would it mean something, how many teams can say they're 8-0 on the road?
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot. And even when the Patriots have been great with Belichick and Brady, I think they did it twice.
That's right.
One of them was obviously 2007 when they didn't lose anywhere. But I think it's a huge accomplishment to go away. I don't care what the schedule is. I don't care who the teams are. To win every game away from home, I think speaks to the resilience and the message that Mike Vrabel has been giving these guys all year. I think they're almost more focused, Mike, away from home.
How many, to answer your question, 0. There's no other undefeated road teams in the NFL this year. And I would say, let's dig deeper. I'm going to research how many teams in the first year of a regime, Mike Vrabel's first year, have ever done that on the road in the history of the NFL.
This could be the first
so I'm going to come back with the answer to that next week. I'm going to get the answer to that, or I hope I am. I'm putting myself on the spot right now. And I think Mike Vrabel's going to motivate him with that way, a way to keep him not to have a letdown. Let's finish on the road, because in the tunnel after the game in Baltimore, he was saying, road warriors come out to play, and I think the team rallies around that.
All right, that being said, okay, both of you guys predicting 8-0 on the road, so what is your score?
Yeah, big. I just don't say that. The Patriots playing Brady this week. but it ain't that Brady.
You were ready. Paul was ready with that one.
You know, if it was the other Brady, I just saw Phillip Rivers put up some points.
Exactly.
The other Brady, it would worry me a little bit. Brady
great.
cooked us not 33-6 Patriots.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
33. I don't think this
going
game will be
big.
very close.
Jets checked out.
27-14 Patriots, which I think is still a significant, significant number, and 8-0 on the road.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Happy holidays.
Thanks,
Great
Steve.
stuff all the way around. We finally agree.
Appreciate you.
That'll do it for this edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Vrabel and Paul Pearl, I'm Steve Burton. Happy holidays, everyone.